and said to him, thus said the Lord. Now, sometimes you hear about Prince of Persia, King of Tyrus, King of Babylon. For example, these three different things are used to talk about Lucifer. And the reason is because kingdoms that you see in the natural are ruled by spiritual kings. Very important. Very important. And there is no power on earth that can stop the power of these spiritual rulers except the church. Politicians can't do anything. They are like toys in their hands. Said to him, thus said the Lord, thou sealest of the sun, full of wisdom, perfect in beauty. You see, angels, and this particular one is Lucifer, how he was created. Verse 13, thou hast been in Eden, the garden of God. Did you know any other person apart from Adam and Eve that lived in Eden? Here is another person. Cain did not live in Eden. Abel did not. They were born after they were kicked out. Here is the third guy. I was trying to tell you that the guy used to rule in the earth realm. Every precious stone was your covering. Sardines, all of these things. Instruments of worship were prepared in the day you were created. If you pick another translation that is simple to read this verse, you will see man was. That's why I was telling you that the first musical instrument is the vocal cord. And the vocal cord has capacity to do all sorts of things. Lucifer had that capacity. He could play flute with his mouth. He could play sax with his mouth. He could play piano with his mouth. He could play organs with his mouth. It's not like he was carrying piano on his body. So when he wants to sing, he'll be playing it. No, his voice can produce such melody that you'll be wondering, where is the sound coming from? I have been taken to heaven. I've heard angels sing things that you'll be wondering, what is going on? Who is playing behind them? Who are the ones playing? They also have equipment too in heaven. Yeah. Verse 14. You were the anointed cherub that covered it. I said this so. You were upon the holy mountain of God, and you walked up and down in the midst of the stones of fire. Okay, so even when he was here, he had access to heaven, so he could go and come. But verse 15. You were perfect in your ways for the day you were created till iniquity was found in you. So it wasn't God that made him bad. Somebody said, God should be held accountable. He's the one that created evil. No, you can see it there. He was perfect. Just like Adam was created perfect, Eve created perfect. I told you about the dispensation of innocence. Something happened that introduced corruption into him. And the same thing that can corrupt an angel can corrupt a minister. That thing that corrupted an angel can corrupt a believer. So if you start well, make sure you end well. Verse 16, by the multitude of your merchandise. This guy was into business. Can you see? If you know about money, you're not the first to. Do you know the angels deals with the realm of business and finance? Now, whenever you guys talk about the fall of Lucifer, the only thing you pick out is pride. How many of you know that pride led to the fall of Lucifer? Let me see your hand. But financial corruption is the first thing God listed before he listed pride. But most of you don't read it. You don't read it. There are 3 viruses that bring down giants. It's financial corruption, immorality, and pride and rebellion. So greed and financial corruption, pride and rebellion, lust and immorality. Those are the 3. Most of you will jump this part and go to where he talked about the pride. The truth is, he was handling businesses for God. Just like either today and tomorrow. Today and tomorrow, I'm going to be activating angels that manage economy and business. And they're going to do all kinds of things in Port Harcourt. They're going to do all kinds of things in your life to position you for this new season of acceleration. But some of these angels, too, that were handling financial dealings for God, for heaven, got into. For example, when Jesus was talking about this guy's sins, he said he was a liar. He started lying from the beginning. When other angels are bringing reports and they're giving accurate record, Lucifer will be. Then he said he was a murderer from the beginning. Who were the people he killed? These are some of the things that led to his fall. Look at here now. He's not only charged with financial corruption, he's also charged with violence. Look at violence there. The guy started killing people. Just like by the multitude of your merchandise, this is trade, they have filled the midst of the with violence. Greed led to violence. I want you to see. When you read Jesus, okay. We are going to come back here. We stop at verse 18. Read Jesus' commentary on Satan. John chapter 8. You are of your father the devil. The lust of your father you will do. Look at someone. He was a murderer from the beginning. From the beginning. At least I know he didn't kill Adam. He didn't kill Eve. He didn't. So who did he kill? We know he was the one that instigated the death of Abel. But even before then, he said, he abode not in truth because there is no truth in him. When he speaks a lie, he speaks of his own natural accord. One translation said his own natural, for he is a liar and the father of it. A liar and the father of it. Let me tell you, one translation said he's a liar and the father of all who practice lies, deceit. The man of God said, if you have that problem with chronic lying and all that, something needs to change in your nature. You need your DNA to be rewired. God is a God of truth and integrity. He is light. There is no shadow of darkness in him. There's some information you can ask me about me. I don't have to give you. Some things are personal. God has secrets, but God doesn't tell lies. There are two different things. I don't have to tell you. You want to know what is in my account? Why will I tell you? You want to know what I bought for my wife? What's your business? But deceit. God has secrets. The secret things of God belongs to those that fear him. And certain people, they qualify. You can share some of your whatever. But that's a different thing. He's a liar and the father of all those that practice it. So if you go to Revelation chapter 21 verse 8, the list of people that will go to hell, and all of those people are people who have characteristics of Satan, one form or the other. Fearful. The word there is cowards. They can't stand for their conviction because they have to please the crowd. They have to please people. So they don't have any conviction. So they end up following the multitude to do evil. Anyway, the unbelieving. So we know that unbelievers will go to hell, but you think it's only unbelievers. Look at the other list. If you don't want to go to hell, stay away from everything written in this list. I don't care how long you've been in church, singing in the choir, shouting around. I don't care what you drop on the altar. The abominable. People practice abomination. There's a whole chapter on that in the Bible. Look at murder. He was a murderer from the beginning. Warmongers. You sleep with people's wives. Sorcerers. Yeah, you all know about witchcraft and all of that. Then idolaters, those who make. But look at all what? You know, when I look at abomination, abominable, like bestiality, people, there's a whole chapter that listed them. Abominable sexual behavior. People who sleep with children, who sleep with animals, who sleep with their fellow men. How can you put an ordinary liar with them in the same hell? I thought lie should be a smaller sin. When I look at murderer, at least this guy killed somebody. The one I do worship, idolater. He's worshiping. I can understand why he should go there. The one that heard the gospel and refused to believe, unbeliever. I understand why he should be there. Warmonger, sleeping with people's wives. I know why he should be there. Oh, are we talking about sorcerers like witchcraft and all that? I know, practicing, going to native doctor. I know why this guy should be there. But I thought these ones that, God should kind of, You need to know that if not for lie, 1/3 of angels will not have fallen. It's deceit. The man, until today, that's his major ministry, deception. Misrepresenting your leader, misrepresenting the organization where you work, misrepresenting God, misrepresenting the truth. Do you know why God stopped Moses from going into the promised land? He said, that you misrepresented me before the children of Israel. And today we even get to understand that striking the rock twice means like Jesus will be crucified 2 times. And that is a lie. And even though God forgave him, he went to heaven. He later appeared in the promised land with Jesus and Elijah. But that thing stopped him from going into. As simple as it was, it's not like the guy knew what he was doing. He wasn't even deliberate. But because as God lifts you and brings you closer to himself, some things he forgives the others with, they get away with, becomes very serious. That's why even men of God, they need prayer as well. Because the Bible said those who are teachers will be judged with greater strictness. The exam you set for people in primary school is not the same exam you set for professors. Their own is tougher. Their own is tougher. You don't give them the same level you give the students. If you remove lies and deception, you will reduce by 80% the number of people that will go to hell. Actually, I can tell you, you will reduce 90% the number of people that will go to hell. A lot of people that are going to hell are going there because just like Satan fooled Eve, he fooled them. And you can tell where he's fooling you when what God said you should not do. Something else has come to affect your theology that you can do it and encourage you that you will get away with the consequence. That's how you know. There's a tape I did in UK. It's about satanic deception, the 7 laws of it. Yeah. Whatever God says, if you eat this, you will die because the wages of sin is death. Anything that comes to convince you that you will not face the consequence, even though you do the disobedience, Satan is on your case. What he does, he minimizes consequence. Nobody goes to drink poison when they know it's poison. Nobody with clear eye does that. What he does, he downplays consequences. And then, by that way, he encourages people into wrongdoing. If you remove deception, because I used to think this is a smaller sin. God, no, these people shouldn't go there. Just How can a liar be in the same place with a wizard? God said, if you remove deception, 90% of people that are going to hell now will not go. It will be people now with their two eyes open, and I'm sure they won't be up to 10%, choosing destruction. So, both the evil spirits and fallen angels that are behind this, and the human beings that aided them, all of them are going to pay with eternal damnation. This is why in the New Testament, the Bible says heresies are damnable. You can't come to me and tell God, I'm sorry, when you have led other people into destruction. That's why a minister that is busy deceiving people and leading people away from the cross, leading people into whatever, oh my God, they have special place for them. If you want to play around, go and start a business. Don't play around with ministry. Jesus said, woe is that man that will cause anybody that believes in me to stumble. I want to repeat that, and I want to say it on camera. If you want to play around all these false prophets jumping up and down, you want to play, stay away from ministry. You will damn yourself, damn your generation, and in hell, the place they prepare for them is the hottest part. Go and start a business, so go and find a job. But if you know you are called by God, you want to serve God, then do it with integrity. That madness, what it will cost you and your generation. If you want to lie with somebody's name, don't lie with God's name. The 10 Commandments said, I will never hold him guiltless. He will never escape that uses the name of the Lord in vain. He will not escape. And maybe some of you think it's only about saying to God. No, that is a smaller part. By the multitude of your merchandise. Okay, that word merchandise. Give me another translation. Let them see. Because if I say the devil was managing business for the kingdom of God, I don't hear ministers talk a lot about it. So somebody would think I'm just saying it. You know, give them another translation. Through your widespread trade, you are filled with violence and you sin. Before even the sin of pride was the sin of financial corruption. So I drove you in disgrace from the mountain of God, and I expelled you, you guardian cherub, from among the stones of fire. This thing has driven many people away from dominion. A ruler among angels is now falling. Verse 17. Your heart was, now pride is the second sin now. Your heart was lifted up because of what? So you saw how he was made perfect. He was the epitome of beauty. He had this musical talent. Those of you that are anointed with musical gifts. But this case, it was beauty. Beauty. And it can be any other talent, like music. It could be another thing. It could be that you're tall. It could be that you're very intelligent. All of them are gifts. All of them are gifts. What do you have that you did not receive? You let it get to your head. Your heart was lifted up because of your beauty, and you have corrupted your wisdom by reason of your brightness. And I see this happening to human beings, and they don't even have this brightness. You know the glory of angels. Angels shine like the sun. Jesus has a higher level of glory, but they also shine like that. And when we enter into immortality, we are going to be like that. If this place was dark, it was middle of the night, 1 a.m., you show up, everywhere is brightened like that because of a human being, because of one creature. And then they had this dazzling beauty that is beyond this world. A human being, a creature is created without any defect. The Bible says you were perfect. At least even people who are fine, when they finish, they will find one thing they don't like. And I cast thee down to the ground. I will lay thee before kings, that they may behold thee. That's what he was talking about in Isaiah 14. Then verse 18. I need to show you one more thing. Thou hast defiled your sanctuary. Immorality started with Satan.